the product, you must have it at the back of your mind that everybody does not need your products. One of the mistakes we make at that level is to think everybody needs your products. In an attempt to give everybody your product, you're going to face a lot of rejections. You're going to face a lot of no's. You're going to face a lot of obstacles. Now, if you're not so strong, you discover that you may not be able to withstand the storm. Why? Because you are selling block to somebody who does not want to build a house. What do you get? You get a no for answer. I don't know if I'm communicating. You are trying to sell sand to somebody who does not have a land to even build on. Then the person will tell you your land is too quasi. Please tell me, is a land not supposed to be quasi? You don't understand. You get negativity from people who do not really know the value of what you are giving them. There's no good product, there's no bad product. Take a Lamborghini and go and give a mechanic or go and give a vulcanizer. He will say it's too expensive. How can I buy a Lamborghini worth millions when I cannot just buy a simple Camry? Business becomes beautiful when you offer your product to those who need it. So another job description at this junction is to identify who needs it. Oh, I don't know if I'm making sense. Now, everybody, you must understand that this one goes like a shot. The first thing is you join business. The next thing is you raise money for your business, job description. Now, the next thing is after you raise money for your business, then you bought the products. You raise the money, you buy the product. After buying the product, the next thing is identify your customers. Identify your customers. Putting a round peg in a square hole becomes difficult. Putting a square peg in a round hole becomes difficult. One of the problems we have in life is we want to force people to accept us. You must understand that part of the deal is that everybody cannot accept what you need at that particular time. Everybody cannot accept what you offer. Somebody said, to love is to risk being loving back. So the problem, why we feel bad is when we try to love and we don't get loving back. We've forgotten that it's part of the risk. In business, part of the risk, to give is to risk not collecting. To give is to risk not collecting. Now, when people don't collect, we feel bad, but we forget to understand that it's a risk. Now, if you want to narrow down your risk, you want to narrow down your chances, you want to increase your stake, then identify who needs you. Now, when it comes to identify who needs your products, that's why we have family health program. That's why we have family health program. We have different methods of selling the products. Corporate presentation is there, family health is there, storming is there. But in the beginning, for a new starter, team leaders, start with them with family health. They will be learning other things after. Now, your job description on family health now is to identify who needs your product out of the families that you know. So what do? Generate the contacts of these families. Names, phone numbers of people who are 40 years and above. Names, phone numbers of people who are 40 years and above. Now, what do you do with this? When you generate that list, your hotline should step in. That is why it is called teamwork. I show you what to do. You learn how to do it. Then you show others. I show you what to do. You learn how to do it. Then you show others. Now, at this junction, what happens? Your hotline step in. Either your hotline, immediate hotline, your hotline sponsor, your hotline director, your hotline sapphire, whoever is training you there. The person step in and begin to place a call to all these families, one after the other. Hello, Miss Morenike. My name is Dele. I'm calling you from so-so organization. Our organization is into health awareness and nutritional consulting. And presently, we are helping families to gain their health and balance in this period of coronavirus pandemic. Simple conversation. And we have gotten a record of your family recommended by so person, Folakemi. I hope you know Folakemi. This is the phone. Speak with her. Folakemi picks the phone so that the other person on the other side can be sure that the person who is calling is not fraudulent. It's not a scam. Then the next thing is, he gives the phone back to Miss Morenike, and Miss Morenike confirms the appointment. What we're coming to do is to give you nutritional advice, nutritional sensitization, and we're coming with some machines for a free checkup to advise your family better, or now you can stay healthy in this period of pandemic. And that is exactly what we'll do. So we're looking at the best time to meet with you as individual. And if you don't mind, we can meet with you as a family. Then the team leader, the upline, fixes appointment with these people. So you can now see that your job description started from you raising capital, you buying the product. Then when you buy the product, your job description now includes you generating the contact of susceptible families. Now, when you reach the contact, the job description of your hotline is not to come in and to help you call. On your own, you may not know how to do it. As a new person, you may be confused. Now, can you now say at that junction, if the upline does not know his job description, then the upline will not know what to do. If the downline does not know his job description, the downline does not know what to do. So people fail in network marketing because they don't know their job description. And that is why if you want to succeed in this business, you must know what to do part-time. What is your role and responsibility in your business? What are the things you need to do? Now, when this appointment is sealed, as a new person, no matter how brilliant you are, you cannot do so much. You are inexperienced. You are a baby. You are naive. You don't even know what to put first. When I joined this organization, I had my master's degree in microbiology. But despite my master's degree, I had to learn from my upline. I had to learn from my team leader how it is done. Don't be stubborn and arrogant to learning. Don't be stubborn and arrogant to learning. He who does not learn cannot earn. He who does not learn cannot lead. If you don't learn today, you're going to be, you'll be so naive tomorrow. You'll be so ignorant tomorrow. And what you don't know is bigger than you. Now, at this junction, the timing has been fixed. Of course, you know, some of the leads you generate, some will say they are not available. Some will say they are not around. But the few ones who are around, it's okay. In network marketing, you can get 9 no's per 1 year. And with that 1 year, will cover up for your 9 no's. Am I making sense at all? If I'm making sense, please give me a thumb up. If I'm making sense, give me a thumb up. In network marketing, it is normal for you to get 9 no's but 1 yes. And your 1 yes will cover up for your 9 no's. So in the real sense, what do you need to do? What you need to do is to capitalize on that 1 yes. Capitalize on that 1 yes. Go to the person, go to the presentation, meet with the family, present at your best. Nutritional informations, how to be healthy, how to live life. Talk about CoQ10, talk about 3NN, talk about how the world is losing the battle of energy. Talk about how people are getting tired. One of this information includes the body produces CoQ10 so easily in life. But at age 20, production of CoQ10 in the body stops. From age 20 to age 50, the body begins to lose CoQ10. And CoQ10 is the enzyme in the body that works with the mitochondria of the cells to produce energy. These are simple information. And that's why you discover that from age 20, people start getting tired. And by age 50, research has proved that you will have lost more than 50% of the CoQ10 in your body. And that's why you discover that a lot of people are tired. And when your cells are tired and weak, it is easy for chronic diseases. It's easy for one ailment or the other to start showing face. You see a lot of these people, they will agree with what you say. Because this information you are given, they are right and genuine. They are not concocted information. They are basic life stories. They are research stories. They are scientific proofs. Now, at the long run, what happens? You discover that once you are able to penetrate into the mind of the prospects, they believe in what you're saying, then you can now begin to introduce your products. Because at that junction, many of them will begin to ask you, what do I do? What do I do now includes the importance of checkup. You have your machine there, run the check. The importance of checkup, the importance of good diet, then the alternative to good diet is supplementation. Because no matter how much you talk about good diet, people can never have good diet. Not in Nigeria. Not in Nigeria. Look at what happened some days ago in Nigeria. You know, and the North decide to block trading with the South, and they decide not to import foods. Fadikwe Morenikeji, are you with me? You disconnect if you are not going to show me positive vibe. Remember, disconnect. It's not by force. So in the real sense, you must get to understand that look at the way they block food. Many of the food start begin to rotting. Now they decide to lift the ban now. All the rotting food now, they bring them to the South. You see a lot of people begin to scamper and buying it now. The nutritional value of these foods had been depleted. This food is not as natural as they used to be again. Things has changed. So no matter the money you have, the economy, the situation of the country cannot even allow you to eat the right food. So what happens? Supplementation is the alternative. That is where you talk about TNN as an alternative supplement that gives the same nutrient that rice bran, local rice, wheat and soya should give, which is lipids and steroids that will help you to do what? To make your cell walls permeable so that nutrients can go in. Then you combine with CoQ10, bases, TNN and CoQ10. CoQ10 will provide the coenzyme. So when TNN opens up the cell membrane for nutrient to go in, CoQ10 will be able to go in, work on the mitochondria, and energy will be produced. If the cells in the body can produce energy, then the tissues they produce will be energetic. Remember, organization of life. If the tissues are energetic, then the organs will have energy. If the organs have enough energy, the systems will have energy. If the systems in the body have energy, then the whole body will have energy. And if you have energy as an individual, you perform your role. You do your work very well, diligently. You work hard, you make money. If you have energy, you can be a good husband to your wife. If you have energy, you can be a good wife to your husband. If you have energy, you perform basic life expectations. But without energy, what can anybody do? So the world is losing the battle because there is energy crisis. There is energy crisis. Even if they need other products, this basics product alone will have given you some PV. Then at the long run, from that customers, what do? You don't just end it there. You also get referral. What does it mean? They refer you to other people who is having energy challenge. There is no way a man can be sick. The first thing the man loses is energy. The moment a man is losing energy, even if the sickness is not apparent, the next thing that will come in is sickness. So energy and sickness, they go pari passu. When energy is high, sickness is low. When energy is low, sickness is high. So you tell them, who are the people you know who is suffering from energy problem, who is suffering from disease problem, who is suffering from health? We need to help as more families as possible. From one person, you get referral to other people. Ask them. We can also do presentation in your church, in your association, in your mosque, in your resident association, in your meetings. So from the person who said yes, from the 9 no's you got, imagine you are penetrating into other things now, capitalizing on that one person, and a lot can happen. People go for presentation at the long run, they move plenty products, crazy results, even in police stations, military barracks, everywhere. And that's why if you're a new person coming into the business, you must understand this is not a la carte. This is business. There are roles you play. Play your role well. And every other person will play their role and you get the best of results. And if you're a hold partner, you're an hotline. Your job description is also different. What does it mean? Your job description is to work with your team, coordinate your team, ensuring that all the new people in your business are able to do their own job description very well. Number one, they are able to raise money. And that is why when it comes to raising money, let people understand what they tend to qualify for when they raise the money to buy their products. And it's not just about buying products, it's about buying to qualify. The best way to start business is to start as a senior manager. Anything below a senior manager is a bad start. Senior manager, 2 cases of training is an average start. It's good, but you can do more than senior manager if you have the capacity. Of course, 50 is pass mark, average, but 70 is excellent. So what does it mean? Anybody who wants to go far must learn to pick up excellence. Must learn to pick up excellence. So in the real sense, when you understand all of these as an upline, when I say upline now, this is not the role of, I am not yet a Sapphire director. It's not what I should say. If you don't know what to do from your second month in business, then you are wasting your time. A lot of people are in network marketing. The moment you spend your first month learning about the product, how to move the product, your second month, you should be teaching other people, encouraging other people, coordinating other people to grow and do the same thing. But you know where the problem lies? The problem lies when somebody in business in the second month is still doing the role he ought to have done in his first month. Problem starts when somebody is in his third month and is still doing the work he should have done in his first month. If in your first month you don't raise capital, your first month you don't buy products, your first month you don't do presentations, you will discover that in your second month when your mates are coordinating their team, you will just be starting to raise capital. That is where people begins to fail in network marketing. So you must get to understand that your success lies in understanding your job description. A lot of people in their second month in business have team members, but they don't coordinate their team. You see a lot of people, they will say, me too, I'm going to sell my product, and they are in their second month in business. Your second month in business, you should be working with your team so they can become senior managers and you will become a director. This is as simple as ABC. So if your second month and you're not getting this, you're not coordinating your team well, I tell you at the long run, you're going to remain a senior manager in your second month. Why? Because you are not playing your role, job description. Nobody will do your work for you. Nobody will do your work for you. That's why you discover if you're in business and your second month you are not a director, your third month you are not a director, go back to the basis and ask yourself, what have I been doing wrong? What you have been doing wrong is that you are not playing your own role. You are not doing your job description well. Everybody has got a role to play. Everybody has got a role to play. So you want to become a director this month, the first job description is get people to your team. Yes, you have presentations you have done. Fine. Continue to work with your client to get referral for your personal self. You use your spare time to do it. There's what we call 80-20 principle, Pareto's theory. 80-20 principle, Pareto's theory. Write it down. Pareto's theory states that if you want to achieve success, you must know what to concentrate on because life is driven by 80% to 20%. You must learn to do the important things by 80% and the less important things by 20%. You must learn to do the important things by 80% and the less important thing by 20%. So what does it mean? The important thing is to build a team from your second month in business. In fact, if you have been doing it from your first month, good for you. So you spend 20% of your time working on yourself to move product by working on referrals from your previous customers. Now you concentrate the 80% on team building now, getting new people into your team, starting up new senior managers. And as new people are coming to your team, your first job description is to give them assurance that the business will work. I don't know if I'm making a lot of sense. Am I making sense here at all? If I'm making sense, please wave your hand. If I'm making sense, please wave your hand. Wave your hand if I'm making sense. Do you know where a lot of people fail? Do you know where a lot of people fail? A lot of people fail because they are looking for who will play their own role for them. Okay, I'm in US now. You are signing up people in Nigeria. Am I there with them? Now, are you now waiting for me to come and assure your team member that this business will work? Then you are dumb. Your team leader is either there with you or not there with you. But the moment people start joining your team, you're a leader already. You must learn to play your whole role of assuring them. Every human being is scared at one point or the other. Never blame a new person, new team member who is anxious, who is agitated. Don't blame them. We are all human. Everybody wants to play safe. But it takes an assurance to make people stay firm. There's a guy in my team. His name is Kennedy. This guy, when he came into business, had a lot of anxiety in him. Plenty of anxiety written all over him. And the anxiety was, will this business work, will it not work? Now, this Kennedy, at the long run, got started in business. He got registered. One day he called me after a training and he said, sir, I have the money to be a senior manager. But sir, are you assuring me that if I buy this product, I can sell it? He said, because this money I want to use is actually supposed to be my rent. Now, as an hotline, what do I expect? What do you expect me to say? Yes, the business will work. The first thing is assurance. Assurance. Now, the next thing is, after you have assured people, the next thing is you work with them. So the next thing is, he got the product. Then he began to seal presentation. How are you doing? Then he began to seal presentation. Now, sealing presentation at the long run, what happens? Then I began to, I'm not even available to even go out with him. My job description has taken me out of presentation. Okay, what time do I have to be following a team member to presentation? So what do? I began to coordinate who can support him with presentations. And you know one thing? After an attempt, 2 attempts, this guy begins to move his products, you know. They showed him how to move the product. And with training, and should I tell you, this guy has moved his product more personally than they have helped him to do. Do you know why? Because from the assurance, then they begin to work with him. Then his own zeal, the things he never thought he could do, began to come out. His own talent began to come out. His own ideas began to come out. And on his own, he has moved most of his products. The following month, he has bought products again, you know, and he's doing his business, even without calling me anymore. When you fail to give your people assurance, you lose them immediately. When you fail to give your people assurance about the business, I think this training is quite important. I don't know. I just woke up not quite long and they told me, you guys are connecting me in Nigeria. And I just thought of it. What you guys need is the basics. This is a new month. Basics. Basics. Get it right. It's not just about motivation. It's not just about jumping. An excited person who does not know what to do will become an excited idiot. You don't understand? So you must know what to do. So when you assure your team members that they move the product, then the next thing is walk your talk. What did I say? Walk your talk. Walk, W-O-R-K. Talk, T-A-L-K. Walk your talk. Walk your talk. When you have assured people, then the next thing is walk with them. The next thing is sit them down. Oh yeah, where are your list of prospects? People can get your product, your family health. Oh yeah, then you make yourself available, call them. And that is why if you are here and you are on hotline and there are things you don't know how to do, go back and learn it. Go back and learn it, because let me tell you, what grows your business is your brain power. What grows your business is your brain capacity. When your brain no day, mumu go do you. Oh, I don't know if I'm making sense. When your brain no day, mumu go do you. If you see people who are growing, there is a brain power. If you see people who are not growing, then there is a lack of brain power. The power there is the things you know how to do back there. It's not by your years in business. It's by your competency in business. I don't know if I'm communicating at all. Am I really communicating? It's not by your years in business. It's by your competence in business. So if you know you're in your second month in business and you want to grow this business, second month, third month, you want to grow this business, but you yourself, you know there are things you don't know how to do. Go and learn it. Because in your second month, third month, your duty is to work with your team, show them how to move the products, help them move the products, develop their courage around the products, and at the same time, motivate them, drive them to be doing it on their own. What do I mean? Some people can have money to buy products, but they might not have the confidence to move the products. They might be timid, they might be scared. So it takes the work of a leader to provoke that confidence in them, to provoke that courage in them, to show them that this thing is doable. It's not difficult. It's not difficult. When you can successfully do this by showing them their first results, moving the first product. If you are an upline and you don't know how to help your team to move products, you are a mumu upline. You are a useless upline. When you see teams that grows, when they go out for presentation, they move product like wildfire. So your job description from your second month is not just to have people come in to buy products. These people must successfully be moving the products. When they move product, they get money back. What happens? Then they reinvest. They get money back. Then they reinvest. Then the business becomes productive. Now, at the same time is when you are now doing this, you now concentrate on the records. As you are working, another job description is you must be calculative. I work with this person, he bought 500. I work with this person, he could buy 1,000. I work with this person could buy 500 points. At that junction, be summing up your total in your head. Somebody said, don't bite more than you can chew. Somebody else said, bite more than you can chew. The universe will join you to chew it. When you play your role well, God will naturally bring down the blessings from heaven. The blessing is for everybody. I tell you, the only criteria from that blessing is do your work, play your role, play your due diligence. Paul may plant, Apollo may water. It's the grace of God that gives increase, but Paul will still have to plant, Apollo will still have to water. If Paul does not plant, Apollo does not water, the grace of God will not be upon a seed that is not planted. So the grace of God will never be on a work you never do. Am I making sense? The grace of God, no matter how you die in church, die in mosque, will never be on a work that you did not do. So when you do the work, definitely the grace of God will work out for you. Now, when you are calculative, you narrow down, you know what you are focusing on. So as you are working with your team, you are focusing on a result, because the result is going to be your motivation at the long run. When the result is not there, the motivation will not be there. Then you make sure you close the month, you become a director. Whatever it takes to close the month, you make sure you do, and you become a director. When you become a director, you're going to gain respect from your team. Do you know what will happen from experience? You see the period when you're a senior manager and your downline is also a senior manager. They know your status, and they never see you as somebody they can respect. Most times when you are working with them, you'll be having clashes on the field working together. Let me tell you. What do they call conflict? Conflict happens when two people are together. That's what causes conflict. Conflict is friction. You know, a new senior manager working with another senior manager. Okay, call yourself a qualifier. You're a qualifier. A new senior manager working with a qualified senior manager does not see herself or himself very different from that person. It's just like you and your immediate elder brother. You don't understand? Your elder brother is older than you 2 years. But most of the time, many of you, you know the house where you come from. You really respect your elder brother 2 years. You say, that 2 years, show lira. Oh, lira. But you want to know one thing. Respect is not forced. Respect is hand. Respect is not forced. Respect is hand. So if you want people to respect you, you hand it. And one of the ways you hand is that your job description is you must take step. Everybody, are you getting that now? So when you're working with people and there are crises, there are clashes, and you are having little clash, just know that the only solution to that kind of clash is for you to gain your respect. And the only way you can gain your respect is for you to take steps. Am I making sense at all? If I'm making sense, please give me a thumb up. Meaning, if you don't take steps, you will lose your value. If you don't take steps, you will lose your respect. People will, team members, they will degrade you, human being. You will never talk and make sense. The word of a poor man carries no wisdom. The word of a man will not take step, carry no wisdom. The word of an upline will not take step, carries no wisdom. So if you're an upline and you want to be a sensible upline, you want to be an upline that will talk and people will respect, your team member will respect what you're saying, go and take step. If you don't take step, wallahi, then go shame you. Then go shame you. So at the long run, when you take step, what do? You gain your respect. Now at that junction, when you gain your respect, those team members too want to be like you. At that junction, your own job description also changes now to show them what they should do. So it means the work you did in your first month, in your second month, you teach people to do what you did in your first month. In your third month, you teach people what you did in your second month. And as you're doing this, as you're progressing, you are promoting, and your job description is changing, and you are giving other people the same job description. Somebody said, you are not going to be a great leader if you don't allow your people to retire you from your present position. I don't know if I just said something. Bumi, did I just say something? You are not going to be a great leader if you don't allow your people to retire you from your present position. Your present position is Sapphire. They have to retire you from Sapphire. When your team members retire you from Sapphire, that is when you can promote to Ruby, and those team members will come up to Sapphire. If you're a director, your team members must retire you from director. If they don't retire you from director, you will not promote to Sapphire, and they will not come to director. So you must understand that any level you are in business, it's not a place of permanent position. It's not a place for permanent secretary. It's a place for you to retire from in no time, but you must find your replacement. Did I just say something? You must find your replacement, and your replacement is in your team. You must find somebody that will take over that thing you were doing before. You were earning 100,000, 200,000 from New Life before. Somebody in your team must start earning that 200,000. So you will move to 300 or 400. You are earning 400,000 from New Life before. Somebody in your team must start earning that 400 so that you will move to 600. See, when you cannot play all this role well, that is when business looks difficult. That's when you are struggling. That's why it looks as if things are not working. That's why it looks as if things are not making sense. These were the understanding I had about my business, and I play my role well. I play my role well. In my first month in business, I was a senior manager. I didn't have the money. I went to borrow it. But the next thing I did was to work with my team leader who was ready to work with me, and we started working on moving the product. She taught me how to do it. Then the next thing is I learned from her. Then the next thing is I myself was ready to get going. I myself was ready to try. I was not timid. I was coordinating myself. My second month, I became a director in business. When I became a director in business, I understood what it was, what my team leader was doing for me then. It became my responsibility to be doing for others. I began to work with my team. I forgot about myself. I carry other people, but I found myself in my 20%. Remember, 80-20 principle. I work with other people 80%. I found myself 20%. So I spend little time on my own presentation. I spend more time on my team members' presentations. And at the long run, it continues like that. In my 4th month in business, I took my Sapphire first step. Within 6 months, I became a Sapphire director with PIN. I became a Sapphire director with PIN. In less than 1 year in business, as of 2012, I was already earning over 100,000 naira monthly from New Life as a result of my team building. As at my 2 years in business, I was already earning 200, 300, 400,000. In fact, as at my 2 years and 6 months, my payment has risen to over 500,000. So it means as at 2 years and 6 months, I have become a 4 rupee director. 2 years and 6 months in business, I was already a standard 4 rupee director. So why wasting time, guys? Why wasting time? See, the world is too busy celebrating people with no results. Nobody is interested in you when you get no results. And that is why you get no result, because you are not playing your role well where you should play it. Guys, go and take your job description and play your role well. And as at my 3 years and 6 months in New Life, I've started earning in millions from New Life. Millions in Naira. Do you know what it takes for somebody to earn over 1 million Naira on a monthly basis, non-stop? And I've been earning it since June 2015. That's about 6 years now. Guys, it has gotten to a point I am tired of millions in Naira. I want to start earning in millions in dollars. Life is in stages. Remember, you change your job description as you go higher. So as I'm talking to you now, I've started work on how I can start earning in dollars, millions in dollars, not millions in Naira. How much is Naira? Naira is not value now. It's not valuable. Naira no be money now. Maybe you don't understand. Naira no be money. You are earning 70,000 on a job. Divide it by 450 Naira to $1. How much is that? If you change your money to dollar, you will know that your money is useless. What are you telling me? I love New Life. They will pay you on the standard of a US dollars. And that's why everybody, go and work hard. Play your role. Do everything needful and grow your business. Senior Manager School is coming up on the 3rd Saturday of this month. Encourage your team to qualify for it. Let them start qualifying. That is your role. If you are listening to me now, your role is to encourage other people. Give them assurance that the business will work for them, and you to work it with them. Play your own role. Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. Tough time never lasts, but tough people do. You have to be tough to achieve great success. There was a picture I shared some days ago about Akinsunlola, and Akinsunlola said, in any endeavor in life, people that get to the top are people that take it very tough. If you are not tough with what you do, you can't get to the top. The top is not for everybody. The top is only for people who are tough. Get it? The top is for the tough. The top, T-O-P, is for the tough. T-O-U-G-H, for the tough. If you are not tough, you can't get to the top. Get these things right and play your own role well. Work with your team. Many of us, we do our business as if it is Forex. That's the way many people do business. And that's another reason why a lot of people fail. You come with the mentality of you are monitoring, you are monitoring. Some people will say, I'm checking online. What are my people do? You are behaving like Forex. That's why you fail. Here you don't monitor. You don't monitor the flow. You don't monitor the graph. You walk the graph. You walk the graph. Walk the graph. Because it is what you walk that will be plotted for you. So guys, don't use some stupid mentality to grow your business. Go to the basis. Do your own job description. Work at your level. Do the needful. Then grow yourself to get to the next level. And as you get to the next level, play your role well at the next level, and you get to the next level. And that is how everybody gets to the top. It's been a wonderful training, everybody. And I want to believe you have learned something. If you have learned something, say I'm alive, Joe. I want to be sure everybody is with me. Are you with me? You can unmute yourself and let me be sure you have learned something. So it's been a wild time with everybody. Everybody work with your team, plan well, and make sure that the result you desire is stable this month as you work towards it. Thank you very much, everybody. God bless. Folakemi, your network is not good.
My My diamond will go to heaven. Bless my diamond. You are powerful.